Hey, what is up, everybody? Happy Monday. Thank you for being here. Welcome, welcome. Hope y'all can hear me okay. Bacon strips, you can hear me out there on my terrible microphone. Becky in the chat first. Appreciate you, Becky. Thank you for being here. Thank you for posting those links in the Discord, too. Thanks. That saves me a step. Will in the house, too. What's up, Will? Hope you had a good weekend, my man. Nance in there. Says watching RMG, getting caught up. Okay. Yeah, I got so far behind on RMG. I don't know what is even going on over there now. I'm lost on stuff, so I gotta set it to like 1.5 times speed on the podcast and just blast through a bunch of episodes while I'm working this week. Will says he's on Thursday's Aftermath. Okay, yeah, you're further along than me though. Still. Nance says, I've usually watched most of the show by now, but I was doing other stuff and haven't gotten to it till now. Yeah, had a busy weekend, didn't you? I saw you got a ride in, too. That's cool, man. Becky says, I finished up the Aftermath just in time to be first. Hey, all right. Nance says, still beat Meech. Yeah, I don't know where Meech is at. Yep. Tess in the house. What's up, Tess? Black Magic in there too. He says, hey everyone, hope you all had a nice weekend. I hope you had a nice weekend as well, sir. Tess, I hope you're not working too hard over there at the home. Alexander Drought in the chat as well. What is going on, my man? Cheers. Hope y'all are having a good one. We went right back to the classic. We got the blue drink. We were ready. So today we are talking about some crazy stuff. There's a lot of concerning rumors out about these weight loss drugs. I'm a little bit worried about it. So I looked into it, and we're gonna hear from some doctors who will tell us the real deal, what we really need to worry about. Meech is probably still recovering, Nance says. Meech says, no, I'm totally fine. Suck it. What's up, Meech? I hope you had a good weekend. Good to see you in there. All right, so as I was looking for this, like, there is, if you, let's just say, you, Meech says, Nance kicked my ass. That's funny. We thought it would be the other way around. Oh, man. No, that was so fun. Had a great time with the boys. Showed them around Columbus a little bit. That was real fun. It was real fun. So hopefully y'all can come back for the 4th of July celebration down here. We can all make a trip down to Columbus and try not to crash our vehicles into a building. Maybe see some fireworks. So it was a fun weekend. Show was good. That's good. Yeah. I wish I'd had time to go to the concert, but yeah, it's just not in the cards for me. I had a lot going on this weekend. CB in the chat, she says, yo, dirtbags. What's going on, CB? Hope you're doing well. I hope it's above 80 wherever you are. Nance says, I parked right near the front row at about 5:30. Okay. So that was like, that would have been before the headliner, right? That's like the pre-headliner, and then the headliner's on at like 8:30 or something like that. Oh my gosh, what a day. I haven't been to a festival in a while, since I've been to Roverfest X. If some of you guys were at that one, that was That was a good time, actually, man. I kind of wish he would do another one of those. That was really fun. Oh, 5:30 to 11:30. Oh my god. Okay. I shouldn't have been left to my own devices from 6. That's funny. Oh my gosh. CB says 83 today, boss man. I'm happy. Hey, 83 is fantastic. That would be just wonderful. Yeah, Black Magic says Arizona is a long drive. It is a long drive. Yeah. But you know, we know somebody who likes to drive in Arizona, so you know, maybe you could catch a ride from her. Scarf Mommy in the chat. What's going on, Scarf Mommy? Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a great weekend. I hope all the mommies in the chat had a great Mother's Day. Becky says it was in my backyard of Lorraine. Yes, it was. Yeah, it was in Lorraine, right down by the water. Man, that was so fun. Stayed in Elyria at a little hotel, and I was like nervous, thinking like I'm not gonna be able to get like a cab down there or out, you know, when everyone's trying to leave this thing and everyone's trying to get there at the same time. So I'm in the hotel in the lobby, and I meet this girl who's like, oh yeah, I'm driving people to and from the festival tomorrow, just hit me up, and gives me her cell number. And I was like, oh cool, so we can just throw her like $20 and not have to worry about stuff. And then she says, oh, I'll pick you up at the end too. And we're like, oh, okay, it's like a regular car service. This is pretty neat. Good for her too. She gets $20 from each person, let's say, if everyone was as nice as me. And it was great getting dropped off. And then when I got picked up, it was a minivan full of the drunkest people I have ever been that close to in my life. And the driver was absolutely hammered. I was not sure if we were going to make it back safe. It was pretty sketch. Meech says, I'll only get my driver's license in Arizona. No kidding, man. Dude, I love this new music, man. This is a vibe right here. Scarf Mommy says, duck update. Yeah, I've got ducks hatching right this very moment, actually. We've got, I don't know, like 8 or 9 or something like that, trying to hatch right now in one of the incubators. So I'll have some Welsh in that mix and some blue Swedish in that mix, and maybe some randoms in there too. You never know. Ducks are kind of a mystery sometimes. Black Magic says it's beautiful, but it's starting to heat up out here. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, it gets pretty hot out there in Arizona. I went vacationing in Scottsdale once, and it is like a straight up oven. I sat next to the pool the entire week. Meech says this new music is it. Dude, I like it. I'm glad you guys like it too. I'm gonna add some more too. They have some different albums I haven't really messed with, so I'm going to start incorporating those. Nance says, drunker than Curdy and JJO. I honestly, man, y'all were cool. Everybody was smooth, you know? It's okay. It's okay to have a good time. Nobody embarrassed me or anything, so it was fine. Oh, Black Magic says he's just outside of Phoenix. Okay. Alexander Drought says Mother's Day was nice. We all had pizza, chicken, bourbon, and cigars. That's awesome, man. That sounds like a folk song or something. Pizza, chicken, bourbon, and cigars. I like it. What kind of bourbon did you have with Mom? That's what I want to know. My mom, I shared some Basil Hayden with my mom over the holidays, and she loved that. CB says, same, my heat is a little more moist, though. Yeah, it is so humid down in Florida. Lord have mercy. CB says, I've been in some Ubers where the drivers were drunk. Oh, no. How did you not steal Drew and run away with him? Scarf Mommy says, ooh, how exciting. Yes, it is so exciting. I love when the ducks are hatching, man. I've got another hatch coming in like 2 weeks, too, so I'll make sure and take some pictures of that and put them in the Discord. Oh. It was such a cold adventure, you're right. I think every adventure in Columbus outside of, like, July and August is a cold adventure, pretty much. Especially by Florida standards. My brother got an Old Forester single barrel cask strength for me from Kentucky, and I shared it with everyone. That sounds delicious. I bet that was really, really good. That's a slow sipper right there. Cold as in under 84, Nance says. Oh my gosh. That's funny. Hey, you never know. You never know. I might have. Okay, so we gotta talk about these GLP-1s. Y'all, it is like so sketch right now. Nance says, CB would have froze to death on Saturday. Meanwhile, I'm in shorts and a t-shirt and comfortable. That's that New York in you, dude. Like, I don't know how. I don't know how you do that. That's like a genetic, like, New Yorker thing or something. Yeah, Saturday the weather was perfect. Weather was great all weekend, man. It's just couldn't ask for better weather. We actually got a spring this year. A lot of time in Ohio, it's just kind of like cold, snow, cold, rain, snow, 80. That's our spring. So it's been nice to have like 60s and 70s, kind of wear a light jacket and like, you know, ease into summer. It's been awesome. So I am a fan. Okay, so I've been hearing a lot of sketchy stuff about these GLP-1 things, and there's three different kinds of, well, actually more than that. There's several different kinds of these weight loss drugs, I've learned. They're all kind of slightly different, and they all kind of do the same thing. So, Black Magic says, we wear hoodies in Phoenix when it's 70 or 72. I bet, man. And at night in Arizona, it can get really cold. You know, like it's 120 during the day, and then at night you're like actually freezing. It's it's a wild place to survive. Yeah, it says I was worried it was gonna be cold and rainy, but it was perfect. Yeah, you guys got lucky on the weather for sure. 70 to 72 in the desert can get chilly though. Yeah, for sure. Once your body's adjusted to 120 degrees functionally during the day, I'm sure 70 probably feels frigid. CB's wore a sweatshirt to the beach over the weekend. That's funny. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Ooh, Meech says, ooh, good transition. She says, I just saw my sister-in-law for the first time in a month, and she is about half her size. It's very clear she's on the Zempic. Oh, no. See, and there's a lot of those tells, and we can talk about the tells, you know, and Ozempic kind of gets a lot of the heat because it's, like, the most popular name, like, and the and their name is also attached to all of like the undesirable functions, like Ozempic face, Ozempic butt. Uh, but Ozempic is just one of a series of these drugs called semaglutides, okay? And so I have a video where a nutritionist breaks down how these things work, like, in a few sentences, and I thought it was very, it was a good explanation. Black Magic says, yeah, that's true. Out in the open areas of the desert, it definitely gets chilly. I love my hoodies, and I get depressed once our 3-month window of wearing them closes. Me too, man. I love wearing a hoodie. I'm wearing one right now. I like white. I don't know why. Like, my day is just like I'm always getting dirty, so it's nice to come home and like put on like a white shirt and just, I don't know. Hoodies are just comfortable. You can't deny the hoodie. CB says, I'm telling you, the long-term issues with this is not good. Dude, that's what I'm worried about with almost any medicine, because I feel like a lot of the things that people take medication for, you could probably achieve without the medication too. Not everything, obviously, and I'm not, like a medical professional of any kind, but certainly, like in Meech's situation, I would be concerned. You saw her a month ago, and now she's half the size in a month? That's not good. And that makes me concerned that she might be one of these people who, sorry, one of these people who is, self-administering. We'll talk about that, too. CB says, lucky for Drew, in Ohio, you can wear hoodies 12 months of the year. Oh my gosh, I know. Meech says Dr. Drew. No, my brother is the doctor. I'm the opposite of that. That's why I found all these other doctors to tell us about how this stuff actually works, okay? So here is this nutritionist, and she's going to kind of break down how they work.
Videos where everyone wants to be on this stuff because they think there will be a class action lawsuit one day, and they want to be around for the payout because it'll be better than any retirement savings they've come up with. I'm in word.
Okay, now real quick on that point, can you guys hear her? Okay, I feel like that is an insane reason to take this drug. If you're hoping there's going to be a class action one day that you'll get paid on, you know how many people are taking this? You're going to get like $4 in a check and like lose your leg or whatever happens. You know what I mean? Like that's the dumbest trend of all. But that aside, she actually makes some good points here.
Award-winning nutritionist, and I'm going to teach you why this stuff earned itself that.
She is a registered nurse and award-winning nutritionist. She is an actual nutritionist. Yes. Hold on. I feel like I don't know why. Not the leg. That's right. That's nuts. Jeopardize your health for $10, Black Magic says. Exactly. Like, how much do you think you're really going to get in a class action lawsuit? That is wild to me that that's even a thing that people are considering.
In order for you to understand, really quickly, I have to teach you how it works. Ozempic is a GLP-1 receptor agonist. It's mimicking the action of the natural GLP-1 hormone in your body. And this...
Okay, so it is... The GLP-1 hormone, what that is, it's naturally occurring, and it comes out when you feel full. And the naturally occurring GLP-1 is kind of fleeting in the body. Like, it's not present for hours and hours like Ozempic is. What it does is it helps you to feel full by creating more of this GLP-1 hormone. And then also, it slows the rate of gastric emptying, which is essentially just like the speed at which your digestive system is moving. So food sits in your stomach for longer, so you feel full longer, so you don't want to eat as much, and that's how you lose weight.
Hormone plays a crucial role in your appetite regulation. So GLP-1 actually is a thing that helps to keep you full, but the natural version of GLP-1 only lasts a few minutes in the body, which is
a
why
few
you
minutes.
eat a lot of
Okay,
food,
sorry, I was
feel
wrong.
really full, and then a few minutes later you could potentially eat some more if you wanted to. This stuff right here acts on the GLP-1 receptors in your brain, and instead of lasting only a few minutes, it lasts hours. Why people who are taking this, A, can't eat very much, and B, feel full for a very long time after they've eaten a meal. Well, obviously, this helps them to eat less and to have less cravings because their brain believes that they are full and that they are satiated. Now, this stuff also slows down the rate at which food is actually leaving your stomach, and that's it.
Okay, so feeling full is good because you won't feel hungry as often.
The big problem. The longer food sits in your digestive system, the more likely you are to be reabsorbing toxins throughout your system from that waste. Toxins.
Yes, and also this is why one of the big side effects of it is the sulfur burps or whatever, because like food is like rotting in your stomach and it's just sitting there. It's so gross.
They're backing up in your colon and in your intestinal tract, and here is prime proof. If you were to book an appointment at a colonics clinic and they know that you're on this drug, they need to see you for 75 minutes instead of 45 minutes because of that extra backup.
Ew.
Overload leads to
Ew.
digestive system that is not functioning properly. This is from Ozempic's own website. The very first thing that you should know
They
about
can
taking
cause
this
thyroid
is that it may cause serious
tumors,
side effects, including possible
cancer.
thyroid tumors and cancer. Are very open about the fact that in studies
Watch
with
out
rodents,
for swelling in your neck if you're on the Ozempic. CB says, oh, you've been trolling Janelle on YouTube. Oh, jeez. Janelle, is it Janelle Roner? The GLP-1 girl. I didn't even look for what hoodies they had. I'm waiting for Linkin Park to get theirs back in stock. Oh, okay. You're going to get it on their website. I got you. Becky says, just eat less and work out. I mean, like, negative calories. Misha, CB put it in the Discord. Yeah, get some screenshots. I want to see this. Pro tip, eat protein and you will feel fuller longer. You know, it's interesting. Eating protein is part of the GLP-1 kind of regimen, and drinking tons of water is also part of it. And guess what? You can eat lots of protein and drink water and cut fats and sugar out of your diet without taking the stupid drug. Okay? This is like my main thesis right here. All the things that they tell you to do when you're on the drug are the things you could do to not need to take the drug. I can't. Eating proteins should be on everyone's diet. Yes, absolutely. Crooked Orchids in the chat. Good evening. Hey, yo, I was making dinner. Welcome. Thank you for being here. We are talking about weight loss medications and whether it is worth it to take them. Meech says, nothing sexier than sulfur breath. Yeah, I know, right? That sounds disgusting. Like, I wouldn't even... even if you're not around people, you don't want that. CB. Hey, I'm glad I'm not alone in my thoughts here, because I feel like these things are being overused a little bit. Now, I do not want to take away from anyone's success in using this thing. And if this helped you to lose weight and you feel better, that's awesome. I'm just saying, let's explore the possibilities of what could happen if that's not your result, you know, because everyone likes to give anecdotal stories of, oh, well, I lost 90 pounds. Okay, but there's no context. We don't have any context. We don't hear the fact that they had their gallbladder surgically removed because it failed in the middle of the night because of Ozempic. You know what I mean? Like, everybody's real shy about those details, you know, but they want to drop how much weight they lost, and it's like, why? Everyone says when diet and exercise don't work, but I really doubt that everyone is trying the diet and exercise really like just wholeheartedly. You know, if you're giving it an honest try and you have the discipline and you're following a regimen and it's not working for you, then okay, speak to your doctor. But I just, as a general population, tend to think that people who are taking this are taking it because they don't want to do that work. And all of the people who are you know, proponents of it, they want to kind of brush that stuff under the rug. Scarf Mommy says, you'll have to pry this Mountain Dew out of my cold, dead hands. Hopped up on Mountain Dew, Meech says. That's right, dude. For real, man. I'm with you. I'm right here with my toxic blue Red Bull and Grey Goose. So I can't talk about Mountain Dew. 100% the reason for Doogie's gallbladder was Ozempic. Yeah, and it's happened to a lot of people. And if you're fine with like just losing whole organs of your body in the name of using the easy button to lose weight, then cool. And I'm not talking about people who have diabetes, because this drug is very helpful at regulating blood sugar levels and helping people who are diabetic to lose weight, which is a net win as far as health, because you're improving the diabetes and losing weight at the same time. So it is a good health outcome. I've heard a lot of good things from people who have diabetes who have taken these drugs. Grey Goose is protein. Yes, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this is 40 grams of protein right here. Johnny had his blue drinks on the deck at the Junto. I know, man. I gotta try that thing. He showed me. It was like a little... it was like a cardboard carton that looked like a juice box, but it was like a little boozy juice. I don't know. I can't remember the name of it, but it looked good. That's more weight loss. How much does a gallbladder weigh? Okay. Oh, that's right. How many organs can we take out to reduce this weight here? Oh, just Scarf Mommy says, just add the flavorless protein powder to it. Yeah, no thank you. I don't... If I had protein powder in this, I don't know if it would taste good. Becky says, I have diabetes and I still won't take it. Hey, that's awesome, dude. But see, you are very disciplined in your diet and eating the things you're supposed to eat and not eating the things you're not supposed to eat. And this, I feel like, is for people who don't have that discipline to be like, I shouldn't eat that, and then not eat it. And we'll talk about that too, as well as a new concept that I hadn't heard of that was enraging me, called food noise. Black Magic says, I lost 120 pounds. Started in January of 2020 through diet and exercise and have kept it off. If you want to lose weight, get healthy, change your lifestyle. It's 100% possible if you're committed. Congratulations on 120 pounds. That is amazing. And kept it off. And what helps you keep it off is the lifestyle change that led to it. Because you're not going to go back. You're not going to, oh, I reached my goal weight. Now I stopped taking this medication that helped me cheat my way here. Yeah, absolutely. I think the lifestyle change is the way to go, because that's a permanent change in your life and you're never going to want to go back to those bad habits. Nance says they were advertising the crap out of them. Beatbox. Beatbox, that's what it's called. Oh, okay. They were advertising them at the festival. Beatbox. Okay, let me write that down because we gotta try the beatbox. Black Magic says, if you don't have underlying health issues preventing you from losing weight. Yes, obviously. Yeah. So this whole conversation is tough because everyone is in a different spot, health-wise. So when you say, like, what's the best way for me to lose weight? Well, you need context. Like, do you have any disorders? How much do you currently weigh? Do you have deficiencies of certain vitamins in your body? Like, everyone's kind of at a different starting point. So it's hard to give, like, any kind of blanket advice. I 100% agree. Let me write this down. Beatbox. Geez, Scarf Mommy says the stones they took out of my gallbladder weighed more than my gallbladder itself. Ooh. Geez, that's crazy. Did they let you keep them? I had a dog have bladder stones removed, and the vet asked me if I wanted to keep them. I was like, no. That's right. Thick blue drank. That's right. CB says, can we not with the food noise? People just have zero self-control. Oh, wait, I'm gonna yell about that in a second. Black Magic says 100% lifestyle change, Drew. Yes, absolutely. Scarf Mommy says beatbox is gross. Some are okay. But you got to be drunk already to not notice how bad they are. Okay. Good to know. Sounds like it's super sugary, so maybe I wouldn't like it. Nance only drank water the whole day at the festival. That's good. You're probably the only one there, honestly. I don't know. Keeping the water cart in business. It probably costs a fortune. Becky says, all I want is a burger with a regular bun, and I know damn well that bun will mess me up. That's right, man. See, and that's discipline right there. To not be like, oh, it's just a burger bun. Because that's what most people do. And then when the doctor says, have you been following the diet? They say yes, even though they're not. It's so frustrating. Speaking of weight, Nance, you are not overweight. You are like 7 feet tall. Yes, Nance is super tall. So is Johnny. Johnny was taller than Nance. They're both tall. Nance says he's 6'3". I think Johnny's 6'4". Just giants, man. Beatbox is 11% alcohol by volume, CB says. Okay. Oh, that's funny. He came with 2 beatboxes. Scarf Mommy says, I asked to keep them. The doctor said no, but I found out too late that I had told him it was for religious... If you had told him it was for religious reasons, they would have given it. Oh, okay, cool. Shaq is the spokesperson. That's funny. Crooked Orchid says, hey, bacon strips, how's things going? Are you hangry out there? Maybe that's why you're so mad at Drew chatting. Bacon strips is probably not watching because I'm talking too much. Oh, okay. Free water at the show. That's great. Okay, that's great. Free water at the show. Just fill up your bottle. That's awesome, man. That's good. Hey, those days where they were charging $4 or $5 for bottles of water at festivals is criminal. Becky says, I haven't had any alcohol for a few months. Wow. That's great. That is great. Bad Will says, I love bread. It makes the low carb impossible. Becky says, I'm afraid of the sugar in it. Absolutely, yes. The sugar in the white bread is the problem. 100%. KO. Yes, they are giants. CB says, I was deceased at the pick of shell, and the boy, she looked so small. I can only imagine how small I would have looked. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't know. We'll get that picture someday. Oh my gosh. Okay. She might be short, but she knows how to power walk after the show. Oh, okay. CB says she looked on the Beatbox website and it says it is low sugar. Okay, so it's not like full of sucralose. It's not a high... Okay. All right, I'll try it. I'll try it then. We'll get a couple flavors. We'll give them a shot. But, okay, so, let me see here. Now that we kind of know what we're getting into, how it works, whatever. Okay, here is a study where this is one that a lot of people were riled up about. 16,000 and some people were in this study, and they compared Ozempic versus a placebo. Okay,
The dark side of Ozempic. You guys know I'm a big advocate of people using the GLP-1 medications for diabetes and for weight loss if they meet the qualification, and saw what happened. So what they found was in the semaglutide group, they lost on average around 15% of their body weight.
Okay, so the semaglutide group lost 15% of their body weight. Semaglutide, that's like Ozempic.
Versus the placebo plus lifestyle interventions lost on average somewhere around 2.5% of their body weight.
Placebo plus lifestyle interventions. That part is very interesting to me and important.
But what were the adverse effects? Let's talk about it. The first thing would be how many people stopped the trial because the adverse effects were so bad. Well, in the semaglutide group, it was around 6%, whereas the placebo was around 4%.
6% of the people in the semaglutide group were like, nope, I'm leaving the study because this is messing me up too bad.
So what were the most common side effects? These would be GI side effects, namely nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, and constipation. And this occurred in about 84% of the semaglutide group.
84% of the semaglutide group had GI issues. Why do you want this? 84%? Come on now. Oh, Tris in the chat, what up? Thank you for being here. We're talking about weight loss drugs today, and whether it's worth it to keep them or take them or anything. I don't know. Nance says, "Cause me midget." That's funny.
Versus about 53% in the placebo group. And in terms of completely discontinuing the medication because of these adverse effects, we're about 4% in the semaglutide group and less than 1% in the placebo group. There were some serious adverse events, but it was actually less in the semaglutide group, about 8% in the semaglutide group versus close to 12% in the placebo group. And you guys could check out the actual article for those specific.
8% of the group had serious adverse effects, and 8% sounds small. That was 150 people out of the total test group. So that's not nothing. Even though the chances are small, I don't want it to happen to me, right? CB says no. I'd have to be 4'11" to be a midget. I don't know if that's even the word. What is the? I think in Ohio, if you're below 5 feet, you can claim a disability on your driver's license. Oh. 8%. Yeah, exactly. It was 16,000 people in the study. So 8% of those had serious complications. 8% of half of those people, because half of them are in this semaglutide group. So that was like 150 people out of like 8,000 and change or whatever. But still, that's not nothing, you know? Then you've got this
events. In terms of gallbladder related adverse events, there were 4 cases in the semaglutide group versus 2 in the placebo group.
Gallbladder related events again coming up again. Seems to be very popular. Trish says my wife is 4'6". That is awesome. Pocket size. Nothing wrong with that. Oh, you have to be shorter than 4'10", Trish said. Okay, I thought it was below 5 feet. Okay, good to know. 4'10" is, yeah, okay, that is the cutoff. All right. The more you know. Yes, who knew there was a legal height status? Okay, well, hey, good to know. But yeah, so we got the gallbladder problems, we got the GI problems. We also have this thing, and by the way, that is this is Dr. Tommy Martin. He's on TikTok. If you want to follow up with him, talk to him. But the top comment on his video says, "I have developed allodynia since taking Mounjaro." There's a whole Reddit thread of people with the same. And I was like, allodynia? What is allodynia? And then I looked it up, and apparently people get this thing where, like, allodynia basically means, like, your brain is confused about pain receptors from your nerves. So something like a small touch, a light touch, will be perceived by your brain as very painful because of some sort of neurologic thing that happens. Keho says, there's no reason to take this medicine at all. What is this? Yes. Okay, so allodynia, here it is, from Cleveland Clinic, says, is feeling pain from things that don't usually cause pain. For example, a feather could touch your skin and it hurts instead of feeling soft. A lot of people complain that the sensation of wearing clothing against their skin on an affected area is incredibly painful. Like if you have allodynia on your back, your shirt touching your back will be incredibly painful for you. And it's all has to do with like your brain and like nerve receptors and all this stuff. Nan says he would hide his candy on the top shelf. Hey, that's right. CB says she's got ladders. She's ready for you. CB says, I wish I could be taller. I have a whole level of shelves I simply can't use at all. Hey, you need one of those ladder things like the librarians have, you know, that just kind of like slides around and you just pull it up to where you're trying to get. Put one of those in your kitchen. I don't know. Okay, so now we know about allodynia, a new fear unlocked. If you guys didn't know about that thing that could happen to you. Triss says, honestly, that sounds terrifying, right? Dude, like, what? Who even knew that that was a thing? And now it's a thing, and lots of people have it. This girl says she regrets telling people that she was on Ozempic.
I honestly regret telling anyone that I ever took Ozempic. And I'm just going to be extremely honest with you right now. I have never been ashamed of taking Ozempic, and anyone taking Ozempic should never, ever be ashamed of their medical decisions.
Absolutely agree.
You and your doctor.
Absolutely
While it has been
agree.
amazing trying to break down the stigma around taking medications for weight loss and things like polycystic ovarian syndrome, it's also been extremely invalidating, and I'll tell you why. All of my...
Okay, so people who have PCOS tend to have a lot worse complications with these with these weight loss drugs. At least in my research, I don't know if it's like an overarching thing, but I saw a lot of people, sorry, a lot of women who have PCOS and were on Ozempic and had a lot of issues to do with that. And obviously, you know, it's anecdotal to read people's stories, blah blah blah, but you know, yeah.
All of my hard work with weight loss, I've lost 100 pounds in the last 3.5 years. All of that is discounted because I took a medication for 10 months. Many people don't know my full story. Many people...
Now, if you want to hear her full story, you're welcome to check her out. That is Claire Bowman Official on TikTok. I thought that was an interesting point where if you tell people that you're on Ozempic or something similar, does that take away from the accomplishment of losing the weight? And I think no. You still get a congratulations from me for losing the weight, 100%. But also, if you want to advocate and say, hey, the reason that I'm losing this weight is because of my hard work, because I count my macros and I eat protein and I drink a bunch of water and I skip out on carbs and I avoid sugar. But now, and I'm not speaking to this creator directly, but if you are so good at doing all of those things, like counting macros and exercising and drinking water and eating protein and avoiding carbs, what are you on this drug for? Other than wanting to lose weight faster, that's the only thing I could think, because you can lose weight naturally on your own and not have any of these risks of side effects. And another thing too is a lot of these people are getting bad things happening to them from the rapid weight loss. You know, you have a lot of extra skin, you're losing a ton of muscle as well as fat in your whole body, so their face gets really gaunt and thin and like has extra skin on its, you know, like it doesn't happen to everyone, but it can be bad, you know? Trish says, good excuse to live naked. Yeah, that's right. If you have that, I already forgot what it was called. What's it called? Allodynia. Allodynia, yeah. Becky says, my husband has a step stool in the laundry room. Will says, I'm trying to watch Drew and the nom nom noises are killing me. The only food noise I'm struggling with right now is my dad chewing while his mouth is open. Oh, gosh. Okay, that's a good transition to food noise, because Lord have mercy, is there a lot of chat about food noise, and I want to talk about that too. Trish says, I'm 5'9", and it's unfortunate. Hey, no, 5'9" is a good height. CB says, I do not agree. If you take weight loss meds, you do not get the same credit I would give to someone who did it with diet and exercise. I mean, still good for you, but you had help, period. I agree. You don't get the same credit at all, but I still would be congratulatory toward a person, and like, I definitely wouldn't devalue their efforts, because you do, like Janelle was telling us, you still have to show up. You still have to drink your water. You still have to count your macros. Ozempic doesn't drink water for you, apparently, but it does everything else. So I absolutely agree. And if you create a lifestyle for yourself where you're avoiding bad foods, eating good foods, exercising every day, getting good rest, making sure you're drinking the water, you don't need this stuff, because then you have the discipline to do it yourself and you don't need any of this crap. we're not even talking about how expensive it is. And that's a whole other issue in itself. You're paying $1,000 a month to have this? Jesus, it's stupid. Yeah, still good for the person losing the weight. Absolutely. But to pay $1,000 a month to get violently ill is just stupid to me. But here we have Dr. Boz, and she is really against the GLPs, and she's going to tell us why. CB says, I just really respect the mental game it takes to lose weight without a medication. Like, mad respect to Black Magic. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. When I was a truck driver, like shortly after, well, yeah, right around when I started listening to RMG, I ate horrible food because I'm always on the road, gained so much weight. I weighed 260. And I had never been that big in my life. And I was like, oh my God. And I, changed my life, got back down to 185, and it was awesome for a while. And now I'm slowly going back up. So, trying to keep that at bay. You gotta, like Black Magic was saying, it's all about changing your lifestyle. Trish says, water is so good. I fight people over the taste of different waters. I'm with you, dude. I'm really picky about the waters, too. Now that I'm, like, trying to drink more water, it's kind of like a thing to, at least you have something to look forward to with it, like some sort of taste or a preference or whatever, so you can say, like, I like this brand or this whatever, whatever gets you excited about hydration. KO says, how many celebrities take these meds? You see them doing this stuff and they think it's easy, but they aren't. Oh my God. Yeah. So they aren't yitting their pants and telling you about the paralyzed stomach or bowel problems. Yeah. Nobody's telling you about that. It's just like the fitness influencers who are taking the steroids and just being like, hey, if you do the push-ups and whatever that's in my bio, then you'll look like me. Meech says, yes, I think seeing how good you look and feel after being on these meds might give someone a new motivation to do all the right things without the medication intervention. Yes, and that does happen for a lot of people. So they can take the drug, be on it for a short time, 6 months to a year, lose some weight, change their life, and then just do the thing and not take the drug anymore. That seems to be like the ideal kind of trajectory with the drug, but also it doesn't go like that for everyone. Some people are still on it for years and years and years. Other people, many people said that they lost, and again, this is anecdotal. I'm not a doctor. Don't sue me, stupid cunts. But a lot of people said that when they went off of these drugs, they gained back double the weight they lost. And it wasn't just one person saying that. Multiple people said that. And in case you don't believe me, where is it? 60 Minutes Australia or something? Where is that? Yeah, here, look at this.
I was only on Ozempic for about 4 months when I ended up in the ICU, an intensive care unit, for 10 days. I nearly died.
Beautiful, by the way. Another person who did not need to be on this medication.
He suffered what's now emerging as a serious concern, a severe gastrointestinal reaction to the drug.
Not the Starbucks! Oh my God, this is the problem!
The doctors told me it was what they call a perfect storm. The side effects of the Ozempic gave me pancreatitis.
And that is a thing that a lot of people get, and it is listed on the Ozempic website as one of the potential side effects.
The pancreatitis caused me to vomit uncontrollably. I actually remember one of the ER doctors telling me that he roped in every specialist that he could so that he could try to save my life.
Despite her near-death experience, Ozempic had been doing what it's become famous for. Ashley was losing the kilos. But when she stopped taking the drug and returned home from hospital,
I love that, losing the kilos.
she quickly put weight back on. What she did next was confounding.
I'm quite ashamed of this. At one point, I actually went back on Ozempic because I hated how much weight I had.
Literally, she almost died, you guys, and she went back on the Ozempic. What are we doing? This is crazy. Absolutely crazy. KO says, what was this thing Scarf Mommy did to lose weight? That was totally different. I believe she did the bypass surgery. Just totally, that's a totally different concept where they surgically reduce the size of your stomach, which does effectively the same thing as this without modifying your body chemistry. It just makes you feel full faster. I believe. Scarf Mommy, you can correct me if I'm wrong about that. Oh, it was the Obera balloon. Oh, sorry. Yes. Okay, there we go. Black Magic says, thanks, CB. It takes some work and definitely had some rough times, but I feel like it made me stronger mentally and changed how I see things and live my life for the better. That is awesome, man. That is great to hear. And I think if more people had someone like you in their life to tell them, like, hey, I did this, you can do it, this is how you do it, I think we wouldn't need to rely on these medications so much as a society. We wouldn't need to. Oh my gosh, I'm missing so many chats. Okay, yes, it was the Obera balloon. Trish says, I've personally lost 100 pounds myself since 2014. I was 362 at my heaviest. Congratulations, man. Wow. That's amazing. Meech says, Drew, you are also not overweight. Yeah, I realize I'm starting from an easier starting point than a lot of people, but thank you. KO says, did that help, Scarf Mommy? I can't remember whether it went well. Black Magic says, good job, Mars. Keep going. You're doing great, and I'm sure you feel so much better. Yeah, absolutely. And that's what it's about, is feeling better, you know? And once you start to feel that and you get those positive rewards from your hard work, it gets easier to make those decisions. Black Magic says, little changes add up to big changes. Absolutely. Absolutely. I can tell you that right now, CB Meech says. CB says, when we meet in person, can you tell me I'm not overweight either? You are not overweight. Come on. Blasphemy right now. CB says, maybe I'll just go on the Zempic and then go on the roids. No, don't do any of these things. You're doing great. Trish says, I'm up and down now, between 245 and 285. Hey, that's okay, man. It's a journey, you know? It's a journey. Meech, yeah. Hey, you know, they're not all clean. We can't... losing the kilos, that's right. Tess says, beauty is pain. Isn't that the truth? CV says, the girl almost dies and goes back on it. She has a mental illness. For real, dude. Trish says, beauty, in fact, is pain. Yeah. Okay, you didn't have the bypass. It was the balloon. Yes, sorry. So many people care deeply due to the depression, I'm guessing, and the stress and struggle. Vanity is such a problem. Why can't we live the body and just try to be healthy, honestly? Yeah, exactly. I'm with you, KO. You know, we all just I like the idea of the body positivity, but also, like, we need to be okay with improvement at the same time. and not shaming people that want to improve themselves. Trish says the source of this issue in the U.S. is that our food is literally killing us. Yes, that's what we were talking about with the, I don't remember what stream it was, something to do with groceries. Stay on the edge of the store. Don't go in the middle, because all those ultra-processed foods are taking you to the grave quickly. No, let's see. Scarf Mommy says, no, KO, it almost killed me. They had to emergently take it out before it did. Oh my gosh. Okay. So not an endorsement for the balloon. Chicken and brown rice for dinner. I know you love the brown rice. Yes. Oh man, not the brown rice. It's the one thing. Like, I love whole grain bread. I love all that stuff, but man, I can't drop the white rice. I don't know why. It's my Mountain Dew. Trish says, I am by scale technically overweight. Hey, we don't need to worry about specifics, all right? It's a journey, you know? Grilled zucchini and chicken kebabs, Meech says. Okay, that sounds good. Scarf Mommy says, the stupid balloon almost killed me, and the doctor that put it in offered me a second one for half price. Jesus. It's like this lady that almost died and was like, can you give me some more Zempic? Can I get a double dose maybe this time? Oh my Lord. He overfilled it the first time and he thought I would trust him a second time. Yeah, no thank you. Bye-bye. Moral of the story, get skinny quick, shit will kill you. Yes, absolutely. Anything that's making you lose weight fast is going to give you just terrible side effects, and really it's better for your body to lose weight slowly so that your skin can recover. And you don't have to, because everyone says, oh, skin removal. Do you understand how painful that procedure is for people? Like, I don't know if y'all watch 600 Pound Life, but like these people who get the skin removal, like, that's just no joke, dude. Like, your skin is your whole body. So when you have wounds everywhere, like, it's not good. It's not just like a little snip and everything's fine. It is all bad. Literally anything that's a big change that fast is no bueno. That's right, Meech. Trish says Mountain Dew reminds me of Talladega Nights. Nance says that sounds hazardous, KO.
We're considered a hazardous building.
It's a hazardous building if somebody's taking Ozempic sitting next to you. Lord have mercy, dude. Move a couple seats over. Tess says I've only gained weight. I got to drop like 20 pounds, but to be honest, I'm just lazy. Hey, that's okay. We can't set our expectations too high, because then you'll never do it. You know, you got to just set small, achievable goals for yourself and be happy for yourself for achieving them, no matter how small it is. And over time, you can make the goals bigger as you feel comfortable with it. But make sure that they're small enough so you still get that sense of achievement. Because if your goal is, I need to lose 100 pounds, that doesn't help on day one. You know, you gotta think about the little increments all the way there. The small wins lead to the big wins. CB says, yeah, let me get a double shot of the Zempic, please. Yeah. Scarf Mommy says, for real, I was appalled, and the best part was I couldn't sue for malpractice to just get my money back. Only my family could have if I died. Well, I regret to inform you we can't give a refund because you're still alive. And we only refund people that we kill. Lord have mercy. What a policy. Do they have that one on the wall? Did they tell you that one before you sign up for the surgery? Probably not, huh? Lord, man. Oh, man, I'd be livid in there. KO says, skin recovery. I couldn't imagine. I'm eating dinner double, thanks. Tess says, no drugs for me. Thank you. Yes, no. She says, I would never. Yeah, don't do the drugs. Trish says, I just want to get to 210. If I can be 210, I'd be a spicy bee. Hey, all right. That's all right. That's a good goal, you know, but just small goals. Small goals. Lose 1 pound. Lose 2 pound, you know, and enjoy those wins. CB says, Tess, wait till you're 40 and then drop a couple pounds. Enjoy yourself now. Hey, that's right. Tess is young. Live your life. Where is Elmo? What the F? I know, right? Oh my gosh, there he is. Oh. Tess says, I'm 30 right now. I'll drop 10 by the end of the year, though, for sure. Hey, that's great. That is a good goal. And it's achievable. You can do 10 pounds by the end of the year. You can get that done. 2 degree changes, not 280. That's right. That's right. Or not 180. Okay. Yeah. Exactly. Just a little at a time. Scarf Mommy says, in hindsight, I suppose that's why the insurances don't cover it. $7,500 cash only, but you think you can trust it since a bariatric doctor in a major hospital is endorsing it. Yeah. I mean, but like, how are we supposed to know these things? You know, like it's their job to know this stuff, and we turn to them for the info. So all we can do is base it on the info that the doctor tells us. And if they tell you it's going to be fine, then you have to just say okay and just kind of go with it, you know? Black Magic says, any improvement in the right direction is still improvement. You got this. Absolutely. Yes. Okay, so, another thing that a lot of the people talk about is this, actually, let's hear from Dr. Boz real quick first. Dr. Boz is going to tell us why she thinks that people should not take the GLPs.
Ozempic should not be allowed for weight loss. Mark my words.
Again, this is her opinion here.
Put them in a time capsule and open it in 15 years. Ozempic has a remarkable weight loss, but what they didn't focus on is that when these people are losing weight, they are losing muscle mass at a way higher rate than they should. As you play this forward, especially in elder patients, when you lose that much muscle mass, you cannot gain it back without extreme measures.
Yes, because when we're older, trying to gain large amounts of muscle mass is incredibly difficult and takes a lot of training. And generally, the people who are taking these drugs probably wouldn't have the discipline to do. CB says, I can tell you for sure, no one should ever trust a doc right off the rip. There's so many shady docs, just trust me. Meech says, been knowing this. Okay, good to know. Doctors are shady. Okay. Back to Dr. Boz.
The chemistry behind how they're losing that weight is really a starvation weight loss. This is the kind of weight loss that will decrease their immune system, decrease their bone density, decrease their muscle mass, and decrease their longevity. Ozempic.
Yeah. Definitely not a good thing to be losing a ton of weight. Okay, so here's oh my god. The food noise people annoy me so bad, but food noise basically is like, hey guys, you know how like when you're hungry sometimes? That's food noise. You ever been like, what am I gonna have for dinner tonight? And it's not dinner time? That's food noise. Have you ever planned a meal before? Been like, oh, we're gonna go to this place and it's gonna be really good. They have this thing. That's food noise. So, food noise is just, is just living life, basically. If you've ever felt hunger, then you have suffered from the demon known as food noise. And a lot of people have trouble with it. Apparently, the GLP-1s will silence the food noise, but as soon as you stop taking it, the food noise comes back. And so, we have like 15 people here who want to tell us what food noise is, but they're all super annoying. So let's check out this girl
Are
here.
you on Ozempic or semaglutide? I need your opinion. Not only is it just, it seemed like it was diabetes. I want to know, those of you who have been on Ozempic / compound semaglutide, do you feel like it controlled the food noise? If you don't know what food noise is, it's basically like that little like thing in your brain that is constantly thinking about food. So it's kind of like that little voice that's like, what am I going to eat next? What am I going to have for dinner? Oh, I just finished my meal. Now what can I eat next? Now what can I have for dessert? Da 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 da. I'm starting to see that with tirzepatide. I've been on it now for 8 weeks.
Tirzepatide is another type of weight loss drug, like Zepbound is a tirzepatide. It works generally the same way.
I'm on 2.5. I'm starting to notice the food noise coming back. So I'm considering titrating up to 5 milligrams, but I'm not going to do it yet.
Guys, she's going to titrate. She's going to titrate up to 5. She's going to do a titration, guys. Lord have mercy, these people. I can't. I guess I can see, like, from the 600-pound life thing, like, the food noise is, like, maybe, like, food is, like, always part of your life, and your whole life is, like, about food, and all you think about is food. I get it. But I think a lot of people are using this food noise concept as an excuse, so that's all I'll say about that. People on the Zempic wonder why they are sick all the time. You aren't eating. Yeah, exactly. You're not getting the nutrition that your body needs to live. Nance says, I always plan meals days ahead. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Triss says, I'm never not hungry. Hey, that's just life. That's humans. You know? Somebody says, hey, could you eat? Yeah, sure. Just ate an hour ago, but I could. I'll eat again. Why not? That's just how we are. No nutritional value. Body breaks down. I need a shocker for CB and Nance. Yeah. Yes, Meech says, you've been doing a great job, Nance. Yes, he's been doing a good job, too. He changed his whole life. Dropped out all the bad foods. CB says, I could legit not eat for like 4 days, no problem. It's all mental. But guess what? Not good for you. Yes, exactly. Meech is not the titration. I know, right? See, that's another problem with these drugs, is that these women are just at home watching TikTok, and I'm sorry, I do not mean to generalize. People are at home watching TikTok, watching other brain-dead idiots who watch TikTok, and they're like, well, when I was on this, I did a titration, and I increased my dose by double, and it was fine. I actually lost 40 pounds in 2 weeks, and it's fine. I look fine. There's some wild stuff out there. Definitely use caution with who you listen to on social media about these topics, because there's so many people out there who get these drugs from like these drug labs where they're just mixing up a vial of something and they just hand it to you like, here you go, good luck injecting that on your own. Like, there's a girl who made it, where's her video? She's like, oh yeah, make sure you don't reuse needles, and it's like, what are we talking about here? It's like getting medical advice from other people who are on the drug on TikTok. I can't do it. I cannot do it. Scarf Mommy says Mounjaro and Zepbound are the same medication made by the same company. You get Mounjaro if you have diabetes and Zepbound for weight loss. Okay. Sounds good. That makes sense. I work in a kitchen as a vegetarian. Yeah, see? And you're still able to do it. It's amazing. All the food noise around you, KO. Meech says I couldn't not eat for 4 hours. Me either. I'd be thinking about food that whole time. Food noise, I can't. I only had the free breakfast Saturday morning, that $25 pizza at the show, and a handful of pretzels at the hotel when I got back to the hotel. Hey, that's good discipline, Nance. And you don't drink, so that helps with the calories, too. Meech says, no, Drew, please generalize the F out of these bitches. Black Magic says, they need something to keep them busy / hobbies. Go for a walk, lift weights, play tennis. Anything other than being on your phone looking for reasons why you need more meds. You know what keeps them busy is the food noise. And also telling other food noisy people on TikTok how they should live their life. Meech says, preach, you're 1,000% correct. Becky says louder. If you can go to the doctor and tell them what drug you want and they give it to you, no questions asked, you need a new doctor. That ain't a doctor, that's a drug dealer. Dude, and I saw a lot of doctors in these comments talking about, oh, well, you know, I give them the drug because they want it. So many people come in asking for it, and they just give it to them. Like, they don't even ask. You don't even, like, these medicines aren't good for every person. You know, you can't just arbitrarily give it to everybody and just expect that we're all going to have the same results here. Black Magic says it's crazy how we make so many excuses for the things we do. Honestly, I think, I don't know, man. I don't want to be too harsh, but I feel like the food noise thing is just kind of like a, like, oh, well, the crowd of people who take Ozempic is so big and I'm not unique anymore. So now my unique thing is that I have this weird problem called food noise and it's all mental and only I have it and only I can understand it. Yeah, it's, I don't know. I don't get it. But then, you know, another problem, like CB was saying, when you're on these drugs, you just don't feel like eating any food. Like, here's Trisha. She's going to tell us about it.
Here's the weirdest part about being on GLP-1 meds. I'll scroll Uber Eats or any restaurant menu for a long time and nothing ever looks appealing. I'll sit here and think, what do I want? And I'll look and nothing jumps out. Not pizza, not Mexican food, not sushi, not even pasta. It's not just about being full. It's like I've completely disconnected from craving food. I used to live for food. I had that food noise. I'm glad it's gone. I used to plan entire weekends. She had that food noise. Now, I feel like I'm forcing myself to pick something just to check that box. It's great for portion control.
And they always have the water bottle, too. Oh, Trish says, gotta go. Brain's getting staticky. Hey, take a nap. Enjoy. Thank you for visiting. I appreciate you being here, Tris. You have a good evening. Meech says, the food noise phrase makes me want to punch a wall. CB says, punch a face. Me too. That's why I didn't want to... I have like 6 videos about food noise, but I just... Elmo would get so overused. I don't... There's not a big enough Elmo for food noise. If you do, please record it and post to the Discord. Why are we just scrolling Uber Eats? Where is Elmo? I know! Scrolling Uber Eats. What are we doing? You're trying to lose weight. Why are you scrolling an Uber Eats?
And don't get me wrong, I'm eating. It's just nothing tastes right. Nothing is appealing. Mentally, it's an adjustment. I'd say I miss the excitement of food, but that's not true. I am so glad that the food noise is gone. It's just that even from a healthy perspective, I can't pick a new healthy food because nothing is appealing. Does that make sense? If you also get stuck on food delivery apps, drop a note in the comments.
I mean, CB says, these people need to get an effing job. Well, you know, that's interesting you say that. This is Trisha Nelson, okay? And let's just check in on Trisha. We got a video from Trisha from a couple days ago. We'll just see how she's doing. She's having some stomach issues now.
Last night and today was rough. As a GLP-1 user, I just hit maintenance and I went down one dosage. I'm at 12.5.
Hitting maintenance means that now you are on what's called the maintenance dosage. So you start out small, ramp up, higher and higher and higher, take more of this stuff. Then when you get to a certain point, then you're on what's called the maintenance dose, which is less. I don't know what 12.5 means. I'm sure that's probably like the measurement of how much juice she's injecting. Stuck on food delivery apps. Yeah, exactly, man. If you get stuck on food delivery apps, leave a comment. I love Trisha, man. She is she has a great TikTok. You can check her out. That's Trisha Nelson 5 on TikTok. KO says food delivery apps just cook food, right? I thought we were trying to lose weight here. What are we doing? Oh my gosh. Oh, don't troll Trisha. She's nice. She's just telling us how she feels, you know? And I think that that's important for people to have access to other people who have taken the drug, who are just saying, hey, this is how it made me feel. Because it doesn't mean necessarily that you're going to feel that way, but maybe you will. Maybe you'll have the same results. Maybe you'll have the same side effects. I like hearing perspective, and she's not trying to shove it down our throats. She's not trying to sell us a course. She's not selling GLP-1s. She's not selling, sorry, I gotta look this one up. Non-glucagon-like peptide receptor agonist medications, okay? She's not moving those. She's just talking. Yeah, don't troll Trisha. Go back to Janelle, for sure. Janelle definitely, she was deceptive about it. And Trisha, she's telling us straight up, you know? Hey, I'm taking the thing. So I'm fine with that. And she's not trying to sell anything. That's the worst, is when they're trying to sell something. Meech's new workout plan. Just get people in your life that make you laugh. Workout done. Hey, that's right. We'll all have rock hard abs, right? CB says, I ain't gonna stop trolling Janelle. I am not allowed to advocate for trolling of anyone, but I do think that what Janelle did was not right. KO, you could have had a legit vlog. Bike riding, orchid maintaining, cooking. She does! KO is huge on YouTube. She hasn't been active as much lately, but KO used to have a huge... She had a whole... I mean, she had fan mail segments, y'all! Like, she was doing the thing. But, you know, life gets in the way. It's hard to keep making videos. I feel that. CB says Janela's a scammer. Meech says, Nance, you always make me laugh. Me too, yeah. Nance is always cracking me up. That's funny, Meech. Okay, so, one big thing that's been going around is the blindness. People are worried you're gonna go blind from taking the weight loss drugs. So let's talk about that first, okay? The origin of these of these fears is this paper right here, okay? And it's called Risk of Non-Arteritic Anterior Ischemic Optic Neuropathy in Patients Prescribed Semaglutide, okay? And this here is known as a NION event for short, okay? And the question of the study was, are prescriptions for semaglutide associated with an increased risk of NION in patients with type 2 diabetes or patients who are overweight or obese? And the findings were, in short, that this matched cohort study of 16,000 patients revealed a higher risk of NION in patients prescribed semaglutide compared with patients prescribed non-glucagon-like peptide receptor agonist medications for diabetes or obesity. So all of those words, what that means is they had two groups, okay? And in the one group, they were taking the regular semaglutide. In the other group, they're taking where's the example? Here we go. This is the non-peptide GLP-1 receptor agonist medications like orforglipron. Did you hear that one, Nance? What? Orforglipron. Okay? Orforglipron. If you're taking that, you're in the second group. I don't even know what that is. Lord have mercy. KO says, I'm on Clapper now. I kind of do that, Meech. I made $5 making dinner. Oh, okay. Doing a little vlogging. I like that. Meech says I'll send a fan mail. My vlog, CB says my vlog's going to be working out, working, trolling, and tanning in the sun. Hey, that sounds like a good vlog. I will watch that as well, Nance. CB says, haha, 1 subscriber. Yes. KO says, I have a following. I bet you do. I bet you do. There is a market for almost any kind of content. Even me, bacon strips. Nance says, I'm sure Johnny will follow also. Yeah, absolutely. At least 4 subs, maybe 5, CB. To the moon, says Meech. The blindness stuff is scary, says CB. Okay, so let's hear from a doctor about whether we're going to go blind from taking this stuff, okay?
Is it true that Ozempic can make you go blind? Let's have a serious conversation about this. I'm Real Dr. Bay, TikTok semaglutide and tirzepatide expert.
And this guy is an actual doctor. You can find him on TikTok at Real Dr. Bay is his account, but his name is Dr. Jonathan Kaplan, okay?
It's called non-arteritis anterior ischemic optic neuropathy, or NION for short, different than diabetic retinopathy. This is based on a new study that observed 2 groups of people that were taking semaglutide versus other anti-diabetes medications when patients either had type 2 diabetes or obesity. Now, it's important to note that people had NION events where they had decreased vision that was temporary, or people went to the extreme version of that, which is blindness, but that was very rare.
Yes, because it affects it affects the blood vessels that go to your eye. So there can be something where there's like a blockage. So if you have a permanent blockage in those blood vessels, then you can lose your sight.
Based on that study, what we know now is that there's a possible association between semaglutide and NION, not necessarily a causal link. Based on the data, it also suggests that men are at higher risk. If they have type 2 diabetes, they could get NION.
Yes. So, and that is correct. So if you are a man with type 2 diabetes and taking semaglutide, you are in the higher risk group for these Nyan events. Meech says bacon strips. I know, man. I wish they'd jump in the chat. I want to hear from Bacon Strips. I'm gonna keep talking him up until he comes back. You can always trust a doctor that wears a surgical cap 24/7. Bacon is amazing. I love bacon. I can eat it all day, every day, says Nance. Well, hey, we probably shouldn't, though, right? You're probably doing better with the dieting than I am, to be honest. I mean, Lord, I have not been doing good. This weekend was horrible for me, but I'll let him finish here.
If you're overweight and you have high lipids or high cholesterol, for example, you could also be at increased risk.
Yes, and that is because you have like high lipids. He means like in your blood. You have high lipid count, so I guess that kind of affects the blockages. Maybe the blockages happen easier or something. Becky says, I can truly say type 2 can mess with your vision. That's how I found out. I had diabetic shift in my eyes, the eye doctor said. Now, Becky, have you noticed an improvement in your vision since you have been, since you've changed your lifestyle and your diet and stuff? Has that helped your vision shift, or is that like a slow thing that happens over time? Yeah, CB says for sure it's scary. Nance says, how many ranch waters? Man, oh, I love me a ranch water, dude. I did have me a few ranch waters downtown. That was a good time. But man, that one thing Curdy got, what was that? It was blackberry lemonade or something. Man, that was so good. I wish I'd have gotten that one. Becky says, yes, I can wear my old glasses now. Hey, that's a win right there, dude. What? We need a celebration. There we go. Yo. That's right. That's awesome, man. Wearing the old glasses. That's fantastic. See, that's a win right there. You know? That's progress. That's measurable. That is a measurable change that you made to your body on your own. And anyone can do it. You just need to have a little bit of discipline. You don't even need as much discipline as Becky. You just need a little more than I have. Just a little more than I have. Nance says, downtown was very interesting. Some very interestingly dressed people. Hey, yeah, you know, when you leave your small town, you are going to meet some new folks. And nothing wrong with that. CB says, oh Lord, wait till you meet me and see the stuff I wear, Nance. Becky says, to know you got new glasses and then you can see out of them like 2 months later is very crazy. Oh, okay. So you got new glasses and then 2 months later you could go back to your old ones. Wow. KO says, I'm so glad he got to go too. Oh yeah, talking about Curdy, yeah. Oh man, I'm glad too. I had so much fun with him. Nance says, there were some interesting outfits. Tell them about the pink outfit. Oh yeah. Yeah, we ran into all kind of fun people down there. Nance is very small town boy. He's not seen a lot. So we gotta bring him out, get him out of his shell a little bit. Meech says, I was wearing baggy jeans and shoes made of fabric and no one could comprehend. Not the shoes made of fabric. All of our shoes are made of stone or wood in Ohio. That's all we can do here. We don't have no high fashion. We have wooden clogs, and that's it. Okay, so apparently one thing that Ozempic is really good at doing is helping with fatty liver disease. So I figured we could put a win in there for these drugs with this one. So real quick, let's just hear from.
Have you heard about Ozempic liver? Results from a phase 3 clinical trial called the Essence trial were published.
This is a phase 3 clinical trial, okay? This is not just like somebody chatting on TikTok.
In the New England Journal of Medicine. It took people with a form of fatty liver disease called MASH, divided them into 2 groups. One group got semaglutide and one group got placebo. And
MASH used to be called NASH, if you know what that is.
They were monitored for 3 years. At the end of the 3 years, 62% of people in the semaglutide group had complete resolution of their MASH compared to
62% of people in the semaglutide group had complete resolution of their MASH, which is, it's like a non-alcoholic fatty liver disease or something like. Maybe she'll say what it is.
34% of the placebo group. Also, 36% of people in the semaglutide group had improvement in their fibrosis, which is scarring of the liver, compared to 22% of people in the placebo group. MASH stands for metabolic dysfunction associated steatohepatitis. This was previously known as NASH, non-alcoholic steatohepatitis, and a few years ago it was renamed to more closely reflect the origins of the disease. Fatty liver disease is pretty common. About 30% of Americans have some form of fatty liver disease where there's extra fat deposited in.
Okay, so, and here's this little graphic, which was very helpful. I didn't realize. So this, at the bottom, the end of the cycle is cirrhosis. So MASH is like the precursor to full-on cirrhosis. Where we go? Okay. CB says those shoes slapped Mage. Yes, they were. I like those shoes. I saw that picture on the Discord. I was like, oh, those are the no-buy shoes. Somebody tell CG. Oh, did CG have that? No kidding. CB says, I'm destroying my liver with booze. Maybe I do need the Zempic to fix it. OKO says, I was gonna say hey, but that's okay, Drew. I want hay hay shoes. Hey. Hey, I could whip up some hay shoes for you, you know? We'll get some hay twine as the laces. It'll be fine. They'll be real durable. We're moccasin makers here in the boons of Ohio. Nance says they can replace livers, no big deal. Ask my dad. But this is a huge deal because there aren't enough livers to go around, and this is like actually, I mean, that is a huge percentage of people that completely resolved all of their liver symptoms. It's amazing.
And around the liver. MASH is a more severe form of fatty liver disease. About 5% of people have this, and it's associated not just with fatty deposits, but also injury and inflammation to the liver cells. Fatty liver disease increases in parallel to other metabolic diseases, including diabetes and obesity. And it's projected by 2030 that MASH will be the #1 cause of liver failure requiring liver transplant. The primary treatment of MASH and fatty liver is weight loss. And so it makes sense that semaglutide could be helpful with that.
Awesome. So, hey, we got one win for the weight loss drugs. I wanted to include that in there because it's not all bad. These things are doing a lot of good, and they are helping a lot of people out. Becky says, I got me some Hey Dudes. I love them. I don't have any of those. Black Magic says, are the pics of the meetup on the Discord? Yes, they are. Yes, they are. KO says, new trend. Yeah, exactly. It is an... Okay, so, here's this bit on this self-administration we were talking about here.
So the semi-glutides are the whole drugs that are now like Ozempic and Wegovy and Mounjaro. have taken the whole world by storm. And obviously, everyone always wants to know, is it too good to be true, and are there any side effects?
Oh, sorry. This is a real doctor as well. This is Dr. Roddy Raban, MD on TikTok.
Medication has a side effect. Tylenol, aspirin, Motrin, every medication has a side effect, and Ozempic is no different. And Macy Gray came out and said, oh, I was taking Ozempic, and as a result, I had to be hospitalized. And it turns out that she had gotten very constipated and was short of breath and not feeling well. The problem with these drugs right now, in my opinion, is not so much the drug itself, but the manner in which people are taking it. You wouldn't take diabetic meds without a doctor's supervision. You wouldn't go and take, I don't know, hypertension meds that you would order online.
Yeah, but the girl on TikTok told me all I have to do is chop up the pills for my hypertension meds and mix them with these 2 other things I can find at CVS, and it'll fix me.
But when it comes to these drugs, like Ozempic, patients are literally self-treating. They are getting these medications online through different doctors that they never meet, and they're self-regulating how much they take and when they take it. As a result, people are losing tremendous amount of weight and have more side effects, I think, than they would had they been under supervision.
Absolutely. So the absolutely agree. You should not be taking these without the close supervision of a physician, and probably 2 physicians, because it's always good to get a second opinion. Yes, Black Magic. We'll get you in there. We'll make sure you're in the Discord. KO, I'll send it to you. We'll send you an invite. But yeah, so I thought that was interesting because so many people are taking this and they're just doing it all themselves. CB says the Zempic is killing Macy Gray. Yeah, this was in October of last year, or sorry, August of last year, I guess, but this video is from October. She tried to say goodbye and she choked and had to go to the hospital. So, I don't know if we can really use Macy Gray's example as an example, but I get his point that we should be talking to a doctor here. Don't just be getting these medications from some lab and just injecting yourself with it. You know, the amount matters, and you shouldn't be regulating that amount on your own at all. But I thought this was a great closer. This is another doctor telling us about some of the important considerations to think about when we are considering these weight loss drugs.
I know you're looking to start your lasting weight loss. I know you're...
KO says Macy Gray. No one caught my Macy Gray lyric reference there because no one listens to Macy Gray.
Excited about starting on these GLP-1 medications like
just kidding, Macy.
Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro,
you look great.
Zepbound. But there are some things that you need to know before you get started. Spoiler alert. Some of these things you aren't going to like.
Okay, sorry, bacon strips. This is Dr. Jones, DC. On Twitter, he is the on TikTok, he's the GLP-1 coach, and he's a good dude because he is very honest about this stuff. And apparently you can text him if you have questions about your health journey. So he's gonna set it straight for us.
If you're new to my channel, hi, I'm Dr. Jones DC, a holistic obesity expert. My medical practitioners and I help our patients achieve lasting weight loss. Okay, so number one, there is a strong propensity of rebound weight gain. As you can see here in the study, 70%.
Okay, so here, he, CB says, dudes with zero hair on their head and face but brows freak me out. Okay, hold on.
Bound weight gain, as you can see, strong propensity.
So you're telling me that that this man should shave his eyebrows for aesthetic purposes, or like, are we talking just like thin them out? Are we talking training, plucking? What are we talking about here? Shaving our eyebrows? I shave my head. Do I need to shave my eyebrows off, dude? I don't know. That seems risky. I don't know. Chat, let me know. Do we shave the eyebrows? I'm not sure.
Of rebound weight gain, as you can see here in the study, 70% of weight.
So, 1 year after withdrawal of once weekly semaglutide 2.4 milligram and lifestyle intervention. Okay, so that's the maintenance dose, the 2.4 milligrams. Oh, CB says no, he needs to grow some facial hair. Okay. Okay, oh, she says no. I said no because I got the joke. Okay. I try to say goodbye because I can't eat crumble. Yeah, that's right. Oh my gosh. Yes, we need to riff off of the Macy Gray lyrics for sure. Yeah, okay, CB says he needs to grow facial hair. Okay, so these people were taking once weekly semaglutide, and after 1 year after stopping the semaglutide, participants regained 2/3 of their prior weight loss with similar changes in cardiometabolic variables. Meaning, cardiometabolic variables means they quit exercising and got out of shape again. Findings confirm the chronicity of obesity and suggest ongoing treatment is required to maintain improvements in weight and health. You mean to tell me that the lifestyle intervention isn't permanent? When you don't have Susie the dietitian standing there telling you have to eat broccoli and not Pop-Tarts, you actually stop eating the broccoli and start eating the Pop-Tarts again. That's your fault. Like, what? This is insane to me. Don't blame the medicine for your lack of discipline. That's a crazy
weight
one.
Was regained within a single year of stopping semaglutide. This makes perfect sense because we finally understand the chronicity of this disease. Obesity is a chronic disease. What? Diabetes is a chronic disease. Now, I happen to be in the camp of individuals that, while understanding this chronicity and how difficult it is to beat.
Chronicity, guys.
Wait, what?
Is just like a something that's chronic. Meaning like the people lost the weight, but after they stopped doing the thing, the weight came back.
It can be beat. It is not irreversible. It's just very challenging, and I think GLP-1s are necessary and part of the equation.
Black Magic says
so
insanity.
The reality is
I know.
You accept the fact that you're going to be on these medications for the rest of your life, or you need to be able to get off your ass and put in some work. And
Thank you.
I cannot stress this enough. You have to be willing to make lifestyle interventions.
Exactly.
And, you know, some of you are like, I'm there. I want to make those changes, but I can't because I got this block. I got this barrier. Those are the ones that do really well because deep down internally, the medication can't change who you are and the decision that you're trying to make.
Exactly. So if you have it inside you to be disciplined and care about your health and care about this stuff and actually do the work, then you're going to be successful at it. People who have a drive to be successful are successful. And that translates to a lot of things in life, not just weight loss.
And make right now what you're trying to accomplish. Remember, you're not your body, you're the thing that runs your body. I can't force you to desire something and believe something, but I can help fix your body, and I can get your body more compliant with what you want to do. So deep down, you need to desire to make effort, put effort forth, and make these lifestyle changes. Number 2, we have to get ready for some side effects. The reality is that the side effects are going to hit you, and they're going to hit you hard.
You're going to be sick every day.
We have done,
but you're going to be so skinny, right? It's fine. You're in the bathroom all day long, but you're so skinny in the bathroom, you guys. CB says, I've been in the medical field for 20 years and I've never heard the word chronicity. Yeah, I know, right? And my man said it like 6 times, so that's why I made sure to jump in with the definition.
And been very successful at is utilizing much lower dose.
Don't worry, I looked it up myself too, just to make sure it wasn't some weird medical word I didn't know about.
In our protocols.
Black Magic says, preach it, I like this guy. I like him too, man. He's a perfect closer here.
So with our patients, we're talking about tirzepatide, and I work with my medical practitioners, so they do the prescriptions, I do the coaching. But a lot of times our patients never even have to go past 5 milligrams of tirzepatide or 0.5 or 0.75 of semaglutide because they're implementing.
0.75 of semaglutide, for reference, is a very small dose. It's like a quarter of the maintenance dose, I think.
Targeted lifestyle interventions that also address this base of the chronicity of this disease, which I believe.
Chronicity again, dude.
Is insulin resistance.
Okay, now, question. They're spelling it like you did right there. CRONICITY. But would it be with a CH or not? I don't even remember when I looked it up. KO says, I can't wait to be skinny in the bathroom. Dude, I know, right? Like, we're all gonna be just puking and just clearing our whole systems out, on both ends. But we're gonna be so skinny. Chronic disease, yes, I have heard. Chronicity, no. Yeah, same. I've heard chronic. I've never heard chronicity, especially someone saying it like 1,000 times. Tess says, so you're telling me I'm skinny? Yes, you are.
And so lifestyle done at the same
1,000%
time creates this scenario where
everyone in this chat is skinny.
Continue to increase your dose.
If you can hear this right now,
much at all, which
you're
will
so
lower
skinny.
The experience of the side effects.
That's
Number
like,
3,
who is that? Is that CC Suarez? At the end of every video, she's like, if you subscribe to my channel, then your butt looks so good. But if you don't, then it looks horrible, and you need new jeans, and hit subscribe. I love her. If you don't follow her, CC Suarez, she is awesome. She covers some of the same type of topics I talk about if you like this.
To accept the fact that you're going to have.
So number 3, we're going to have some loose skin like we were talking about. We're going to have our loose skin, but that's okay. We'll pull it back and do like in the cartoons where you get like the clothespin and you just stretch it back. You put those pins in the back, put your jacket over it and go to town, right? Or the what am I thinking of? Oh, The Simpsons. It was The Simpsons when Homer's lost weight, but he still has all that skin. CB says people lost weight this same way back in the day as well. They just made themselves vomit instead of taking a medicine to make them vomit. It's called anorexia. Yeah, exactly, and that wasn't healthy either.
Loose skin is a reality. If you have passed a certain amount of weight, it's a reality regardless of the rate of weight loss. But aside from that, losing weight rapidly also will greatly increase the likelihood of loose skin.
If you lose
a lot
it
of things
slowly,
we can do, slow down the weight loss, improve
your
the health,
skin
reduce the inflammation,
can contract
increase
slightly.
your intake of collagen peptides and biotin. That's all going to help. But look,
I don't know about collagen peptides and biotin completely fixing that, but it might help. I'll trust his judgment on that. KO says, beautiful, skinny bitches. Oh my god, Drew, you need new jeans if you don't follow Drew. That's right, exactly.
Lose it too fast. If we lose too much at all, you're going to have loose skin, but trust me, you would much rather have loose skin than no longer exist. And finally, number 4, you got to get off your ass and get to...
He said, you'd much rather have loose skin than no longer exist. Great point there, Dr. Jones. And number 4 is going to be lift weights again. He's making my point for me.
to the gym
if
and
we
lift some
just
weights,
did
because
these
the
things
reality
to
is
start with,
long-term lasting
we
weight
don't
loss
need the
depends upon you
Ozempic.
having-
We don't need
you
the
need to be when I
semaglutide,
say
the
lean, muscular
tirzepatide.
physique,
You
I
don't
just
need
mean
the
a normal amount of muscle
Zepbound.
and a lower amount of body fat. Now, I think personally adding more muscle mass, even if aesthetically you don't necessarily desire it, is a tool to use to your advantage to make it easier to maintain the weight for the
Yes, and that is true because the larger muscle mass you have, it helps your metabolism, you're burning more calories at a resting rate, blah, blah, blah,
future.
blah.
But, you know, you guys let me know in the comments what you think. But if you guys are ready to join a community with thousands of other
Yes, and so let's
individuals,
let his little
click that bio
commercial
link,
play
shoot us a text message here, guys, and we'll see you guys later.
Now, if you are, I'll pause it here so you can see his, oh, I'm kind of covering it up. It's 229 was the start of that. So if you want to lose some weight, being part of a community is so helpful because you have someone there who is going through the same thing as you. They're total strangers, so you can open up and just talk about what you're going through without fear of, you know, people, whatever. It's not like you're getting on Facebook and talking about being on Ozempic and maybe only one other person on your friends list can even relate to what you're talking about. But if you join one of these communities, any community of people who have the same goal as you, it's so helpful in reaching your goals to have other people there to cheer you on, tell you did a good job, and also in the same way you can cheer others on and feel motivated by their successes. So it's a two-way street there. I absolutely love that idea. Is this dude wearing a bald cap? I don't think so. No. No. It's just, I think he just has a, the skin color changes a little bit like that. I have the same thing because I wear a hat all the time, so like some of my skin gets sun all the time and some doesn't. Black Magic says, lifting weights has changed my life. So many good life lessons in strength training. Absolutely. Absolutely. Muscle mass is better than being skinny. I agree, CB. Becky says, he got something going wrong with his head, Tessa. I don't know what it is. Maybe the color's off in his video or something. Black Magic is on top of the physical benefits. Absolutely. Absolutely. Mental benefits come along with it too. And increased confidence. Who couldn't use some more confidence, right? Especially if you're going on a fitness journey, a health journey, weight loss journey. There's all kind of journeys out there. I'm learning about journeys, you guys. Don't stop believing. KO says, girls in high school actually took laxative. Oh, man. That's sad to hear. Tess says, right back. I was like, that's not normal. I don't know what it is. I don't know what. Maybe I'm not seeing it. I'm not sure. I don't know. I think he just has an uneven tan or something. I don't know. I got an uneven tan too. Look at my face. It's like so red and orange. I have like an orange, like right behind the camera over here is like kind of an orangish light to kind of give me a little bit more like, you know, not bright white light blasting me in the face. So it kind of makes me look a little, but hey, that's okay. I appreciate his message. And that is Dr. Jones DC on TikTok. If you want to give him a follow, check out his community or his motivational TikToks. But yeah, man, after all this research, I'm still not sold. I don't want to take any of these medications personally. But I do have friends and family who have had great success with these medications, and they've made huge steps in their health in a positive way because of these things. And so I feel like when it's given to the right person, it's a good thing. It's a good thing to have these tools available to help us, you know? And as long as we're honest about the whole thing, it's like, you know, it's like we were talking about with the whole Janelle Roner thing. It's like, she's saying, oh, it's a tool, but you can't say, oh, I'm using this tool, and then also say, oh, well, I have all of these results because of my workout program and counting macros. But, again, my major thesis on this is if you have the discipline to eat right, count your macros, drink the water, do the exercise, and actually do the thing. Do the exercise for real. Sincerely try the diet. Like Becky's saying, she's actually avoiding the things. She's there alone in her kitchen looking at a white hamburger bun and she wants one so bad and she's not eating it. And that's the kind of strength you need to have results. Because you need to have that with you, whether somebody is sitting there watching you or not. And if you have those things, then that's all you need to lose weight. You don't need these drugs. So, but again, they've helped a ton of people, and I don't want to discount that because they are great for certain cases, especially people who have diabetes, people who have multiple ailments kind of going on at once. It is really helpful to kind of cure all kinds of things and make huge steps. But we shouldn't use it as a crutch, and we shouldn't use it as an easy mode for losing weight, because that's not what it is. You know, I think, like Black Magic was saying, if you want to lose weight, you got to change your life. That's the only way. No one's going to do it for you, and no pill's going to do it for you. Just like Janelle is saying, you got to show up. You got to drink your water. Okay? So, Becky says, yes, I agree. But how? Yes, louder. Hey, thank you. Crooked Orchid says, Becky, no white buns. Get the results, baby. That's right. Yeah. KO says hard work pays off later. Exactly. And that's another thing too, is people, I think, get too impatient with the journey. It takes time. It took time for you to gain all the weight. It's going to take time to lose it too. So give yourself that time. Give yourself the credit. Take small goals and celebrate them. You know? That's what it's about. Because if you can convince yourself that this is your new lifestyle, then you don't need any of this other junk. You can do it on your own. So, hey. KO says, you will not have a peg leg at 50. Yeah, exactly. Diabetes will not take your leg, Becky, because you can say no to white hamburger buns. And, I am with you on that, but yeah, CB, I'm sorry, I will never be able to give up the white rice. Some things just cannot be compromised, but I'm with you guys on this health journey, and if you want to commiserate and talk about how hard this stuff is, feel free to do so in the comments, because we're all going through it. And I guarantee you'll find somebody else who's in the same spot as you, and I think we can all do it. So, thank you all for hanging out with me, and I hope you have a great week. So we'll catch you on Friday. Peace.